how to handle holiday stress. That's what's coming up next on Thoughts That Pollinate. You know, a little boy and a little girl were singing their favorite Christmas carol in church the Sunday before Christmas, and the boy concluded Silent Night with the words, "Sleep in heavenly beans." His sister elbowed him and said, No, it's not beans, it's supposed to be peas. You know, the way many of us feel by the time we get to Christmas, the song might just as well end with beans or peas instead of peace. Because somewhere in the midst of the frantic rush to get everything done, the peace of the season seems to elude us. But you know, I ran across a little list of potential things that may add to the stress of the holiday season. See if any of these things ring a bell. How about shopping for gifts, or buying a tree, fighting the traffic, or weeding through crowded stores, making enough goodies to give away, or getting to the necessary holiday parties, putting up the decorations, or untangling the Christmas tree lights. You know, that's one that gets me every year. How about planning a big meal, or wrapping the gifts, or figuring out when to celebrate at both sets of parents without offending anyone? All the stores are out of the one gift that you're looking for. The 3 frightening words, "some assembly required." Paying off the credit cards, gaining weight, making all the Christmas programs at school and church, sending out Christmas cards, that's a big one, and missing loved ones who have passed away. You know, when you compile a list like this, it's easy to see how our stress points might rise a bit during the Christmas season. So, how do you combat holiday stress? Well, I believe God's Word has something to say to us today. You know, there's a little story in the Gospel of Luke that gives us the main key. It wasn't his birthday party, but it was a party of sorts, and Jesus was the honored guest. Luke 10:38 says this, "Now it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his words. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, 'Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me.' And Jesus answered and said to her, 'Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her.'" You know, our key to handling holiday stress is found in that one little phrase, "one thing is needed." If Jesus is saying something this strong to Martha, who was busy and distracted, doing so many things, just like we can get in the midst of our holiday season, then we would be wise to find out what that one thing is. You know, in the midst of all the busyness of the moment, Mary had chosen that one thing, and it would not be taken away from her. So, what is that one thing that Mary chose? Mary chose the presence of Jesus. Mary chose to sit at his feet and listen to his words. And that right there is the one thing that is needed in order to put holiday stress in its place. See, there was nothing wrong with what Mary was doing. She had opened up her home and was being hospitable, entertaining Jesus and his disciples. But it says that she was distracted and troubled and worried by many things. What Martha missed was that God was in the house. She had invited Jesus into her home, and he came at her invitation. Just like you and I maybe have done. We've invited Jesus into the home of our hearts. But once he got there, she was too distracted and too busy to give him her attention and enjoy his presence. Don't we get like that sometimes too? You know, I get a kick out of the cartoon that has this little boy and Jesus sitting on a park bench. The little boy says, "Oh, it's just no fun having a birthday on Christmas. Everyone's so wrapped up in the season, I get totally overlooked every single year." And Jesus is sitting there with his head slumped in his own hands. He turns to the boy with an understanding look and he says, "Yeah, tell me about it." You know, the situational irony of this cartoon just strikes me, my funny bone, each and every single time I think about it. You know, the point can be summed up in the phrase coined by Stephen Covey. He said, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. My friends, let's realize, as Mary did, that Jesus is the main thing. And keeping Him the main thing during the busyness of this season will go a long way towards putting everything else in its proper perspective and putting holiday stress in its place. Hey, would you do me a favor? It will help this devotional thought get out to more people if you go ahead and hit that like button and that share button and leave a comment if you'd like. I'm told that by doing these things, it tells the algorithms of Facebook and YouTube to show this to more people. And this is definitely a message that people need to hear, especially during this time of the busy year. You know, God bless you. And my prayer is that you'll have a stress-free Christmas season sitting at the feet of Jesus.